From the explosive Vataleak scandal to the centuries-old betrayal of the Knights Templar, the Vatican has long been shrouded in controversy. But what about the hidden documents, forbidden books, and mafia connections buried deep within its walls? Get ready to uncover the Vatican's most shocking secrets, secrets that could change everything you thought you knew. Stay tuned. In 2012, Vatican secrecy was shattered, not by the press, but by Paolo Gabriele, Pope Benedict XVI's personal butler. After 6 years of service, Gabriele leaked confidential documents exposing corruption, power struggles, and internal dysfunction at the highest levels of the Church. He passed the documents to Italian journalist Gianluigi Nuzzi, who published them in His Holiness the Secret Papers of Benedict XVI. The book revealed allegations of financial mismanagement, internal blackmail, and the existence of a secretive group within the clergy, referred to in the media as the Lavender Mafia, allegedly using mutual secrets to wield influence and silence dissent. Some documents suggested Pope Benedict himself was entangled in the chaos, accused of shielding abusive clergy and misusing church funds, though no formal charges were brought. The scandal, dubbed Vataleaks, rocked the Church worldwide. In February 2013, Benedict resigned, the first pope to do so in nearly 600 years, citing health reasons. But many insiders believed he stepped down to prevent deeper division within the Church. But what if this leak was only the beginning? The Vatican's past is full of betrayal, corruption, and intrigue that goes back centuries. Let's turn the page to another shocking chapter. In 1307, under orders from King Philip IV, hundreds of Knights Templar were arrested across France. These warrior monks had defended the Church for nearly 2 centuries, but now faced accusations of heresy, blasphemy, and moral corruption. Under pressure, Pope Clement V approved the purge. By 1312, the order was officially dissolved, and many knights were tortured and burned at the stake. Nearly 7 centuries later, in 2001, Vatican archivist Barbara Frail discovered the Chinon parchment, a lost document dated August 17, 1308. It revealed that Pope Clement had privately absolved the Templars, declaring their confessions coerced. So why the public betrayal? Historians believe Clement feared defying King Philip, whose ambitions and military strength threatened the Church. Others suggest a darker motive, that the Pope may have gained access to the Templars' vast wealth or forbidden knowledge. The Chinon parchment proves the knights weren't heretics, but scapegoats, and their silence still echoes through the Vatican halls that betrayed them. But not all secrets are buried in the past. Some are in plain sight, hidden in the Vatican's most public spaces. What if the symbols in the Vatican's very architecture are trying to tell us something dark? Inside the Paul VI Audience Hall in Vatican City stands La Resurrezione, a massive bronze sculpture created by Pericles Fazzini in 1977. It's meant to show Christ rising from a nuclear explosion, but with its jagged lines, tormented figure, and crown that appears more like horns than thorns, many find it unsettling, more apocalyptic than divine. The hall itself adds to the mystery. From above, it resembles the head of a serpent. The curved roof and eye-shaped windows give the illusion of a snake, with the Pope's stage set in the mouth. This has sparked years of speculation about its symbolism. The pattern doesn't stop there. Inside St. Peter's Basilica, some claim the inner dome's design resembles reptilian eyes watching from above. Though speculative, such observations feed ongoing intrigue. Even Father Gabriele Amorth, the Vatican's chief exorcist until he died 2016, once warned that Satan is in the Vatican. According to him, evil had infiltrated the Church, not metaphorically but literally. Yet, these unsettling symbols are nothing compared to what some believe is truly lurking beneath the surface. Could there be even darker forces at play within the Vatican? In 1994, Rwanda descended into genocide. Over 100 days, more than 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus were killed by Hutu militias. Among the most disturbing revelations was the involvement of members of the Catholic Church. At the time, over 60% of Rwandans were Catholic. Many Tutsis sought refuge in churches, believing they'd be safe. But according to survivor accounts and reports from the United Nations, some priests and nuns betrayed them, handing over names, opening church doors to militias, or even participating in the conflicts. One of the most infamous cases was Father Athanasi Saromba, who ordered the bulldozing of his church in Nyanji, killing more than 2,000 people inside. He was later convicted and sentenced to life by the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. Today, churches like Nyamata and Tarama serve as genocide memorials, displaying skulls, clothing, and weapons used in the incident. Though some clergy acted heroically, the Vatican has never fully addressed the role of its clergy in the atrocities. Rwanda's altars still bear the bloodstains, and the silence from Rome remains unbroken. But this betrayal was not the only dark stain on the Vatican's legacy. Let's take a closer look at how the Vatican has been involved in some of the world's most notorious financial crimes. Before we continue, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just press the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world. It really supports this channel. And if you do that for me, I promise my team and I will do everything we can to make this show even better for you. For decades, the Vatican Bank, officially known as the Institute for the Works of Religion, has been involved in laundering money for the criminal underworld. With its status as an independent city-state, Vatican City operates under its own laws, allowing the bank to remain largely untouchable by international scrutiny. In the 1970s and 80s, the Vatican Bank allegedly laundered hundreds of millions of dollars for the Italian mafia. But the scandals didn't end there. In 2012, Monsignor Nunzio Scarano, a senior Vatican official, was arrested for attempting to smuggle $26 million in cash on a private jet. He was convicted of money laundering and corruption. The irony: the institution that created the sacrament of confession has never fully confessed its financial sins. Today's scandals may seem minor in comparison to the vast power plays of Emperor Constantine, whose actions reshaped Christianity, converting imperial power into divine right, changing the Church's role forever. While the Vatican's financial sins are well documented, the sins of its leaders are even more shocking. Some popes were not only corrupt but also led lives of scandal and excess. The Vatican's history is marked not only by the sins of its servants, but by some of the most controversial and scandalous popes in its past. Pope John XII, elected at just 18 in the 10th century, turned the Vatican into a seat of excess. His reign was marred by reckless behavior, including the mismanagement of church wealth and numerous scandals. In 963, the people of Rome had enough and expelled him. He died at 27. While John's actions were shocking, they pale in comparison to those of Pope Alexander VI, born Rodrigo Borgia in 1431. Known for his manipulative rise to power, Alexander fathered 7 children out of wedlock and was involved in numerous political and moral scandals. His time as pope was marked by corruption, including using ruthless tactics to secure power. He died after drinking a poisoned cup of wine meant for a guest. And perhaps the most bizarre chapter came with Pope Stephen VI in the 9th century, who exhumed the body of his predecessor, Pope Formosus, and put it on trial. This bizarre and unsettling event is still remembered as one of the most shocking moments in the history of the papacy. Which of these scandalous popes do you think had the most shocking influence on the Vatican's history? Pope John XII? Pope Alexander VI? Or Pope Stephen VI? Why? Let us know in the comments below. For over 30 years, Father Gabriel Amorth served as the Vatican's chief exorcist, claiming to have performed over 160,000 exorcisms. Before his passing in 2016, Amorth made a striking statement, claiming that Satan had infiltrated the Vatican. He suggested that some cardinals and bishops, including those at the highest levels, were influenced by dark forces. Amorth linked this influence to some of the Vatican's most controversial events, including the mysterious death of Pope John Paul I in 1978, just 33 days after taking office, and the 1981 assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II, which he believed was part of a larger, sinister plot. One of the most unusual events in Vatican history is the Cadaver Synod of 897, when the body of a deceased pope was put on trial. Despite the Vatican's efforts to address these issues through measures like the establishment of a school for exorcism, Amorth's claims suggest that deeper, unresolved challenges persist within the Church. But the Vatican's secrets go beyond just the influence of corrupt clergy. There's a whole world of hidden knowledge, locked away in its archives, that could rewrite history as we know it. In 1974, federal investigators uncovered evidence that the Holy See was deeply involved in one of the largest religious frauds in history. The U.S. Justice Department found a paper trail leading to nearly $1 billion in counterfeit securities, orchestrated by an unholy alliance of mafia bosses and corrupt priests. In the early 70s, mobsters from New York met with a secretive Vatican cardinal in Rome. They hatched a plan to print millions of fake bonds and stocks, so convincing that they would deceive experts. The criminals would sell the forgeries to the Vatican Bank, which would use them as collateral for loans. Once the funds were wired, they'd split the proceeds 50-50, leaving the Vatican holding the $1 billion liability. Whether the Vatican was knowingly complicit or simply duped remains a mystery. Were they trying to profit before the fraud was exposed, or were they tricked into taking the fall? One thing is certain: when it comes to money, the Vatican Bank doesn't always follow the Church's teachings. Even as the Vatican Bank continues to hold its secrets, there are whispers of even more forbidden knowledge. Some claim the Vatican is hiding something that goes far beyond the world we know. One of the most forbidden tales in Vatican history is that of Pope Joan, a woman who allegedly disguised herself as a man and ascended to the papacy. According to medieval chronicles, Joan was an Englishwoman who, in the 9th century, posed as John to receive an education. Her remarkable talents helped her rise quickly through the ranks of the Church, ultimately leading to her election as Pope John VIII around 855 AD. For more than 2 years, she supposedly fooled the College of Cardinals, governing the Vatican as any pope would. However, during a papal procession, Joan is said to have gone into labor, revealing her true identity. The story goes that she was publicly exposed and her fate was sealed. It is also claimed that, following this event, new popes were required to undergo a gender check. Today, the Church dismisses Joan's story as legend, yet some scholars argue there is hidden evidence of a female pope in the Vatican's archives. Regardless, the Vatican's history has long been criticized for limiting women's roles, while turning a blind eye to more troubling elements, like financial scandals and illicit connections. But the mysteries of the Vatican's past don't end with secret popes. There's something even more unsettling at play, hidden away deep within the Vatican's vaults. The Vatican's darkest secrets trace back to a pivotal moment when Christianity shifted from a persecuted faith to an empire-conquering force. This transformation wasn't led by saints, but by the strategic Constantine the Great. In 312 AD, Constantine, fighting for control of the Roman Empire, claimed to have seen a vision of a cross in the sky, accompanied by the words, "In this sign, conquer." After converting to Christianity, he ordered his soldiers to mark their shields with crosses. The following day, he defeated his enemies and became the undisputed ruler of Rome. At the time, Christianity was an outlawed faith. To make it more widely accepted, Constantine merged it with pagan traditions, creating a hybrid religion. He moved Christ's birthday to coincide with the pagan winter solstice and built St. Peter's Basilica on the site of a Roman sun temple. Constantine's coins continued to feature pagan gods, and some scholars argue his conversion was more about political strategy than personal faith. Was the rise of the Church a divine miracle or a calculated move by a pagan emperor to unify a fractured empire? The answer may be found in the bloodshed Constantine left in his wake. As the first Christian emperor, he was responsible for the deaths of his wife and son and thousands of others. Yet some suggest the Vatican may still harbor even darker secrets, hidden artifacts that challenge history as we know it. Do you think Constantine's conversion to Christianity was truly a divine moment, or was it just a strategic move to solidify his empire? What's your take on the role of politics in shaping religious history? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. Whispered legends tell of a vast underground city of secrets beneath the Vatican's walls. The Vatican's secret archives, spanning 53 miles of shelves and containing over 35,000 volumes, are rumored to hold knowledge that could change history. According to insiders, these archives contain evidence suggesting that Jesus Christ, as depicted in the Bible, may not have been a real historical figure, but rather a creation of early cultists. The documents said to contain this explosive information are locked away in a vault within a vault, guarded by a secret order. But the archive's forbidden knowledge extends beyond religious texts. Some whistleblowers claim the Vatican holds proof of extraterrestrial contact, including alien artifacts from crashed UFOs. One of the most bizarre rumors is the chronovisor, a time machine allegedly invented by Father Pellegrino Ernetti. This device, some claim, allows the Church to view and even manipulate historical events, including the crucifixion of Christ. Eyewitnesses have reported seeing footage of the event, only for it to mysteriously vanish. For centuries, the Vatican's vaults have been rumored to house not only sacred texts, but also hidden secrets. In recent years, the Vatican has shifted from denying extraterrestrial life to suggesting that otherworldly beings may have already influenced the Church. The story starts in 1998, when a French conspiracy theorist claimed that the Vatican was hiding alien evidence in a sealed vault beneath the Apostolic Library. His proof was two elongated skulls allegedly photographed before the entrance was sealed. The Vatican dismissed the claim as a hoax. However, in 2008, the Vatican's chief astronomer, Father José Funes, stunned many by stating that alien life was not only possible, but highly probable. This marked a drastic shift for the Church, which had long dismissed extraterrestrial life as pseudoscience. Could the Vatican be hiding proof of alien contact? Some believe the first revelation might come when the James Webb Space Telescope, launched in December 2021, begins its mission. With its powerful capabilities, the Webb may be the telescope that finally finds evidence of extraterrestrial life. The Vatican Bank has a history of involvement with mobsters and financial crimes. In 2014, two nuns were caught at the airport with 4 pounds of pure cocaine, allegedly part of a drug ring operating out of Vatican City. Despite claiming they were set up, the coke nuns raised suspicions of the Vatican's hidden connections. Vatican City, the world's smallest sovereign state with fewer than 1,000 residents, has one of the highest per capita crime rates globally, with 1.5 criminal cases per citizen. This tiny, secretive city has become a haven for those with criminal inclinations hiding behind holy robes. As a sovereign entity, the Vatican can refuse to cooperate with criminal investigations, making it a perfect place for illicit activities, including the laundering of billions in mafia money through the Vatican Bank. One infamous case is the 1998 of the daughter of a Vatican judge, an unsolved crime that remains a dark reminder of the Vatican's secretive nature. The Vatican's crime syndicates don't just stop with theft. They may even have shaped history itself, hiding explosive truths that could shatter the very foundation of Christianity. In 1684, a secret council of Vatican authorities purged 14 sacred books from the Bible, known as the Apocrypha. These ancient texts, once central to Christianity, were removed in what many consider divine censorship. The official reason given was that the Apocrypha were not considered divinely inspired. However, conspiracy theorists claim these books contained explosive secrets that threatened the Vatican's power. One book, The Wisdom of Solomon, portrays the Messiah not as divine, but as a mortal man seeking knowledge, an idea that could challenge the Gospels. Further adding to the mystery, when the Apocrypha were banned, all references to Jesus' original name, Iesus, were altered to the modern spelling. What was so dangerous about the ancient name of the Savior? Some believe the answers lie within the Vatican's forbidden vaults, where ancient secrets could rewrite the history of Christianity through the lost Apocrypha. In 2019, French journalist Frédéric Martel caused a stir within the Vatican with his book, In the Closet of the Vatican: Power, Homosexuality, Hypocrisy. Martel, who interviewed over 1,500 Vatican insiders, claimed that many of the Church's clergy are secretly gay, using their power to protect each other from scrutiny. According to Martel, up to 80% of Vatican priests are involved in same-sex relationships, creating a hidden world of hookups, parties, and blackmail. Martel revealed in a 2020 interview on the Joe Rogan Experience that this don't ask, don't tell culture created a velvet mafia of gay clergy, consolidating power and covering up crimes. The most alarming outcome was a group of predator priests who used their authority to abuse young boys, knowing their colleagues would protect them. Martel spent years uncovering this underground world, describing secret meetings and even a gay sauna near the Pope's residence. He claimed some of the Church's loudest anti-LGBT figures were closeted homosexuals, using their rhetoric as a cover for their own lives. If true, Martel's findings expose the Vatican's deep hypocrisy. How can an institution that harbors such darkness claim to be a beacon of moral light? If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I hope you'll love this content. Comment below about the next topic you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.